Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to be checking out another video. Today we're checking out totally wrong facts you probably still believe. Now, this is going to be an interesting video because I've never seen this video. I guess it's probably like a year old, I'd say. Maybe 9 months old. Okay, a 9 months old, chat. It's going to be a good video, though. Nonetheless, lock in, grab your popcorn, and let's jump into this.
Completely wrong facts that people still believe.
I don't know.
The great lie of China. If you actually ended up becoming one of the fortunate few people who achieved their childhood goal of becoming an astronaut, you would at some point have the opportunity to go to space.
Wait.
And during that time in space,
the thing is, the thing he's going to talk about is that you could see the Great Wall.
if you happened to look down at the Earth, you would at some point find the Great Wall of China, right? We all know that the Great Wall of China is visible to the naked eye in space because of its sheer massive size. But what if I told you that wasn't the case at all? And the origins of this folktale actually date back to comic books. Let me explain. There is no doubt that the Great Wall of China is one of the coolest man-made structures on this entire planet.
It's also long as hell, but what always confused me is when there was like, I was watching a video, it was like, what is the man-made object that you can see from space? And I think it was literally Ludwig's video recently. Go check that video out that we reacted to. And he said the Great Wall of China was the answer. And I'm sitting there like, you can see the Great Wall of China even though it's just long. Why can you see that and not something taller? Now, of course, that is put into a frame of like you could see roads and all this stuff, but you really technically couldn't because that's insanely far. But I want to hear his prospect on this.
The history, the architecture, the grandeur, it's all insane.
40
and
seconds.
Because of that, the Great Wall was a perfect candidate for the perfect lie.
It makes sense. Yeah,
dates
that's
back
valid.
as far
That's
as
valid.
1932. During this time, Ripley's Believe It or Not, yeah, the people that made the best book at the book fairs, were doing short stories and comic strips. And potentially one of their most iconic comic strips stated that the Great Wall of China was the mightiest work of man, and that it was the only man-made structure that was visible not from space but from the moon.
Damn,
the comic goes on to state
they just
other
said,
facts
I'm gonna
and
claim
information
something
about
I don't
the
even
Great Wall
know.
of China, but that first line about the Great Wall being seen from space was not only an unsubstantiated claim, but was also enough to get people hooked. Lying.
I am creating the miracle of miniaturization.
This is the top secret project you've been working on?
Insane.
Bro, hook line, they had clickbait before clickbait was even a thing, bruh.
And from that point on, this wild
That's
claim
crazy.
made before anybody even went to space was just taken as fact. And well, the myth still persists to this day. Now, I would say it's more or less common.
Now, that clickbait was probably one of the best clickbaits to ever happen in life. They literally said, yeah, in tiny letters, like, yeah, you can see this from the moon. Anyway, back on the topic of the Great Wall of China, which is the most fabulous building ever made by man. Just crazy, bro.
Sense that you can't see any one specific man-made structure on Earth from the moon, but I can see where it gets a bit dicey when you swap the moon for space. But with the construction of the International Space Station, it has been confirmed by numerous astronauts that the Great Wall of China is not visible to the naked eye from space. Astronauts have claimed that they have seen the Great Wall of China, but it has required magnification.
Yo, that looked like a GTA photo. Am I wrong?
From space. Astronauts have claimed that they have seen the Great Wall of China.
Bro, this does not look like the Great Wall of China. I know that it may be, but this just looks like a zoom out from GTA, bro. Like I'm up in like fucking I don't remember the name exactly, but it's like the desert area where Trevor lives, bro. I'm a LARPer, I swear to God. I never played the story of GTA 5. I probably will before GTA 6 comes out, but I just never did.
China, but it has required magnification. But on top of requiring magnification, they also need to be extremely focused on where they're looking because the Great Wall of China blends into the landscape so well.
No,
the brown and gray bricks on the wall don't necessarily contrast super well from the brown trees and dirt. And for that reason, unless you know exactly where to look and you have a bit of magnification, you're not going to see the Great Wall of China from space. And you'd have a much better bet looking from a commercial airplane, assuming you knew where to look.
You got camera lenses, eyes.
Of insult to injury, astronauts have also claimed that there are other man-made structures that are way easier to spot from space, with those structures being way less important than—
Oh shit, I see my local Walmart. Holy shit. That's where I bought this. That's actually where I bought my first suit for my first day at NASA. Oh my God.
The Great Wall of China, specifically airstrips and large stretches
that
of
makes
road.
sense. Yeah, no, that
makes
sense.
Is simply because of contrast. The dark black tarmac used to make roads and airstrips is much more visible. And on top of that, these simple structures are typically very straight. And as some of you may know, straight lines do not exist in nature. So for those two reasons, these simple structures stand out a lot more than the Great Wall of China.
What? Straight lines don't exist in nature? Is that Wait, oh damn, wait, that low-key makes sense. Because how would anything ever be created perfectly if not created by a man or like a human or like a person who a thing that had the ability to create an imperfect object?
So yeah,
Or
the
a perfect object.
Great Wall
Wow,
of China is
interesting.
cool, but it's not visible from
Interesting.
space.
I did not know that.
Which, please. I would say it's safe to assume that
Which,
most people watching this video
please?
are familiar with the hysteria-induced Salem witch trials of 1692. And while the witch
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna try to predict this one. Hold up. He's gonna say, well, yes, there was some similarities to this. It was never to the extent that it was, and it was only to ever frame people, right?
trials
Hey, if you made it this far in the video, you know what to do. Hit that big, fat, juicy red subscribe button. Thank you very much. And if you're enjoying the video as well, might as well hit the like button and turn noties on so you can see more videos just like this.
happened and were crazy, there are a ton of myths and misconceptions
Yes.
surrounding the Salem witch trials. So for that reason, I'm gonna kind of speed run a bunch of Salem witch trial
Oh,
myths,
shit, a
you
lot?
know, because we are getting into the spooky season.
Speed run!
Okay, for starters, it wasn't just women that
Yep,
were being
I had a
accused of
feeling,
witchcraft.
I had a feeling.
During this time, everybody
Bro, it's just people you didn't like, dog.
was hysterical, and nobody was safe from a demonic or witchcraft allegation. And while it is a fact that mostly women were accused and prosecuted, a quarter of the people that were killed during the Salem witch trials were actually men. This may or may not be surprising,
God
but
damn.
what probably is surprising is the
it most definitely is surprising to most people who believe the Salem witch trials were only witches.
fact that it wasn't only humans that were killed during the Salem witch
Yep,
trials.
valid.
There was at least 2
Cats
dogs
and dogs.
confirmed to be killed because they were accused and found guilty of witchcraft. And in these dogs' cases specifically, they were found guilty of being under the influence of witchcraft, which means that
Bruh.
it wasn't even their
Bruh, they weren't even they were under the influence. So you're saying if I drug somebody and make them do something, it's their fault? That's crazy, bruh. That's an insane, wow.
fault, but they still died because of it. And that
They killed doggies, bruh? Oh man, humans? Who cares? Dogs? No! There's so many people that I know that actually are like that when it comes to movies or shows. Like if an animal dies, it is like the most distraught moment in history. And if a human dies, it's just like, ah, there goes another one, domino down, on to the next. Like straight up, bro. I don't know. Let me know if you're like that. But I think I could be either way. It depends.
is sad. And speaking of deaths, I think the most common misconception about the Salem witch trials was that witches were burned at the stake.
No,
and
they
while
weren't.
it's undeniable that at least 20 people
but-
were killed during the Salem witch trials, none of them were burned. That's
Okay.
right. 19 of them were hung, and one
Yep.
of them was crushed to
Yep.
death
Oh.
by rocks. Now, if you're
I don't know if I want to take the burning or would I rather go burn me alive, or would I rather go crush me with a boulder? Ooh, what if I lived? Like the burning alive, I'm most likely just dead. It's gonna hurt. Like I think burning alive is actually one of the most painful ways you could die. Maybe if it's like in an instant, but if like, oh my god, I would not want to be crushed, bro. I don't know, dude. Like if you're gonna do it like one and done, I'd probably, but the burning, no matter what, the burning is gonna take a bit. The crushing, there's a chance I'll die quicker than the burning. Damn, bro, I'm taking the crush. Yeah, I'm gonna get crushed.
You're saying to yourself,
That
I
is
know for a
disgusting, by
fact
the way.
Witches were burned at the stake. You're right, but it did not happen in Salem. All of the burnings that happened took place in Europe. And while the Salem witch trials only lasted roughly a year, there was
Unironic.
multi-year-long hysteria and witch hunts that took place over in Europe that claimed the lives of thousands. And over
Yeah,
there,
that
they were
makes sense.
burning witches left,
They
right,
burned-
and
they-
center. And
They
I
just burn houses down, bro.
find that a bit interesting because Salem is now forever bound to the concept of witch hunts and witch trials. Although compared to the witch trials that took place in Europe, what happened in Salem was really a drop in the bucket. Not
What happened at Salem was actually kind of pleasant compared to what happened in Europe. Yeah, it's like saying the bubonic plague versus COVID. What happened in the bubonic plague was, well, actually, I don't know. The bubonic plague was worse though because of what they had to do back then. But if that was nowadays, would it be as bad as COVID? I think it would, right? It probably would be worse just because it probably would have just spread. I don't know.
to say that it was
None of the
okay, but
above.
I mean, comparably, 20 deaths versus 1,000, you'd think they'd associate the practice with the Europeans. Or at least the Europoopans. Oh my god, that was so dumb. Razor sharp lies. When I was a young, naive little bro, I was once told that if you shaved your face, the facial hair would grow back thicker.
Is this not true? No! I've been doing this forever! That's a joke, chat.
And darker.
Wait, is this a
and hearing
joke?
this as like a 13, 14-year-old bro, all I wanted
Yeah.
to do was shave.
Well, I
because
didn't care.
I really wanted to have some cool facial hair.
I
and
didn't
seem
care about
older
facial
than I
hair,
was,
chat.
like every other kid does.
But
I
if
remember
this is-
shaving
wow.
and shaving and bleeding a lot, but never making any facial hair progress. And I actually ended up
It's like, god damn it, why do I still got a stubble? I shaved 46 times today.
giving up on the practice before I ever learned the truth. And if you had a similar situation, well, welcome to the club, because a lot of people have not only heard this myth, but actively fall for it every single day. The origins of this myth, interestingly, are unknown, although clinical studies disproving this myth date back all the way into the 1920s, which just goes to show how
They're like, we've been hearing people try to shave their beards off to get them back thicker. That's not how that works. They just grow back the same amount. It's just a placebo effect. Please stop shaving your beards and looking like fucking ugly freaks. You guys need that hair.
prolific this myth is, because we have literally had clinical studies
That's
for almost
crazy.
100
No, that
years
is crazy.
proving that shaving does not affect your hair thickness, but people still believe it. And while it actually has no physical effect, appearances are something we can discuss. And here's what I mean by that. When you shave, the razor cuts the hair on the surface of the skin, but it has no effect on the follicle deep below the skin. The hair that was on your face went from a long pointed as it begins to grow out, and if you couple this short-lived bluntness of the freshly shaved hair with the fact that the new hair that is growing hasn't yet been exposed to any chemicals or sunlight to lighten it, then you may feel
What the fuck are you talking about?
new hair that is growing hasn't yet been exposed to any
Yes, he has autism, seems like. Oh yeah, that?
chemicals or sunlight to lighten it, then you may feel like this new freshly
I
shaved
got
hair
that.
is coming back thicker
I got
and
that
darker. But in
automobile.
reality, it's more or less of an optical illusion that typically only lasts a few days. The ladies are going to know what I'm talking about. You know, if you shave your legs and then a few days later your legs feel prickly, that's because of the blunted, coarse hair. You're not getting hairier or growing new hair, it's just the hair that was there needs some time to grow that fine tip again. And if there really was any truth
You know, I'm gonna be honest, dude. There's many reasons to be thankful that I was born a man. Give you a hand, yep.
to this myth, don't you think
Not a
shaving your
handy.
head would
He
become the
misclicked again,
number
chat.
one remedy for baldness? I mean, to be fair, it kind of
Yeah.
is the number one remedy or solution, but not because it grows your hair back. It just prevents you from looking like Murr from Impractical Jokers. But yeah, while there are genuine methods of regrowing hair and making your hair thicker, shaving
That was out of like thin air, by the way. That guy literally just insulted Merb. Just like, he's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling kind of rude. Just a solid reference. You look like Merb, bro. Don't. Actually, just ruined my day. All right, let's lock into the video.
shaving is not one of them. And I'm glad it's not, because that would literally make the entire act counterproductive. The baby bird belief.
What is
Have
this?
you ever been out on a walk when you see a vulnerable, injured baby bird on the sidewalk
Oh, and
all
don't
by
touch
himself?
it, right? Don't touch it. You're not allowed to touch it because if you touch it, the mama bear and the mama bird smells it or something. You like something like that, right?
This is a deeply heartbreaking sight, and all you want to do is help out this little baby bird. But right as you kneel down to pick up this bird and put them anywhere else, your friend tells you, hey, you can't touch this baby bird. If you touch
The
this
mama will smell you on it and not care for it anymore.
baby bird, its mom will pick up on your scent and abandon
Did you mean free protein? Is that what you meant?
this bird completely. If you touch it, it's gonna die. The best thing you can do is leave it. So then you and your friend continue to walk on the sidewalk, only for that bird to get run over by a guy on a one-wheel. Tragic. This is the
Yo, this guy's got a very dark mind. First, he makes fun of Murr, and then he talks about a little baby bird getting run over by a bike because you didn't move the bird. God damn, that is the butterfly effect if I've ever heard it. Holy shit! I'm good, bro. I'm touching the bird though. Maybe I don't know. Free protein? Yes. What is that? What does that mean? Oh, what relating that to the bird? You're kind of right, but that's wrong. You're kind of right though. But you ain't eating a baby bird. That ain't gonna give you enough, bro. That ain't gonna give you enough. I can't disagree with your thought process, but I can disagree with the thing you're eating. The baby bird ain't gonna give you shit, bro. Go get a full bird. Then I'd understand.
myth that I definitely believed. Actually, up until
No,
recently,
I
honestly,
actually-
'cause I never thought
I
about
believe
it too
all
much,
these.
but I remember hearing this a lot when I was younger. Thinking about it now, it's
Loki eating the mama bird makes sense. You shoot the mama bird down, boom, bada bing. I don't kill animals or anything like that because it's not for me. It's not what I believe in. I just don't care to kill animals. You can. I eat meat. I do that, but I'm not going to partake in the killing of said animal unless it is needed, and then I will show respect to the thing I am killing because it is giving me nutrients and allowing me to live. But other than that, I would never do it. So.
seems like a clever way for parents to make their kids not touch wild animals, but that's about as deep as it goes, because this claim is more or less of a folklore.
I think
or a
they
myth.
also
When speaking
believe in
about
it, too.
birds specifically,
Parents
first of all,
definitely
birds
believe
don't even
that.
have a very strong sense of smell to begin with. So scientists claim that it's highly unlikely that a bird would
Scientists believe, they don't know. I don't know about this one. I still believe it. Get another ad, then I might have clicked a virus.
regardless of their lack of smell,
That
birds
would
are
be
dedicated parents. And
that
going
would be
to
irony
birds-
in its finest. Yeah. That would be fucking hilarious. What made you guys click on my stream though? Did you guys come as a duo, or did you just happen to join at the same time, Atomic?
Extreme lengths to ensure the survival of their children, even if that means killing one of their children, which sounds counterproductive, but I mean, if you've got 4 kids, one of them sucks, and you want at least 3 of them to live, you gotta get rid of the bad one, at least in bird logic.
That's valid.
Now, with every myth, there's typically a kernel of truth. The kernel of truth is this. There is specific scenarios where birds will abandon their young, but it's not nearly as simple as, oh, if you touch the baby bird, it's done. What typically causes a bird to abandon its nest is if the bird's nest is simply too hostile to continue to live in. If the nest is consistently visited or even threatened by predators on a regular basis, and the bird's babies are still in the egg stage, then the parents may make the tough decision of abandoning the nest to begin a new one in a safer location. Although, if the chicks...
The bird's like... I don't know how long it takes a bird to conceive an egg, but it's like, basically, it's like the fucking Invincible meme episode where it's like, what's 18 more years?
have been hatched, it's going to take a lot to scare away a parent bird
Nah,
from
that's
its nest.
crazy.
Although every bird is different, and there's definitely a fluctuation on commitment when it comes to bird parents.
That's
The
just like
general
humans,
consensus
though.
is that birds
That's just like humans, though. Some dads just are like, you know what? I don't want to be a dad. I'm going to go get some milk from the store. It don't matter the age. They decide whenever they want, bruh.
that live longer are typically more picky and sensitive with their young, and potentially more likely to abandon their children. However, birds that live relatively shorter lives typically tend to be more committed
They're
to
like,
their
yo,
children.
we
And
don't
what's
got
even
long to
more
live. I
interesting
need
is
a
the fact
kid.
that this doesn't only apply to birds. There are not many animals that will
That's
simply
too good.
abandon their child because it
I
has
would
been
hope so.
encountered by a human, with one of the notable exceptions being rabbits. Rabbits in general live very high stress lives. It can even die from stress if you try to pick one up. But besides rabbits, most animals are not good.
Fuck rabbits, man. I love them, but goddamn, they are the most bitch-made animals ever. I swear to God, the amount of things you can hear about rabbits is fucking insane, bro. Those things, my God, bro. It's like, don't put a male and a male together. Don't do this and this. Don't have like them by themselves. You can't leave them by themselves, but you can't mix this with this. You can't do this stuff. Oh my God. Fuck.
Ditch their kids simply because you touched them.
Add in
Now,
2
with
minutes
all
and
this
15
being said,
seconds,
I feel
guys.
like
We'll
it's
pause the
important to
video.
note
Don't worry.
that
Let me know when you get an
shouldn't be
ad.
touching baby animals
let me know.
in most cases. You don't know what diseases they have, and they
True.
don't know what diseases you have. In most cases,
May have stage 5 cancer, but I gotta carry on the legacy. Oh my God, bro. I may not be able to move, sweetheart, but you can get to work if you need to. We need these kids.
baby animals are
That's
not far
actually
from their
crazy.
mothers. And even if you don't see them, the parents are typically watching or not too far away. And if you find yourself in a situation where there is a vulnerable
The kid, the bird watching. Okay, sweetie, you're gonna be you. I love you very much. Mommy loves you, but you're gonna go ahead and be the prey and the what's the word? The trap. We're gonna lay a trap for this human, and I'm gonna come and pick him up. Okay. Okay. Good luck. Sees a kid run over by a bike. All right, you're up next, Johnny. It seems Sarah couldn't get the job done, but you got this. All right, and if Johnny doesn't do it, you hear that, Phil? I know you're younger and you're still in your egg, but we're gonna try this one more time. Mommy needs to eat.
baby animal that is in
That's
desperate
crazy.
need of your help,
That's crazy.
don't neglect
Birds
it
are
out of fear of
crazy.
it being abandoned. However, if there's a baby animal that you see that's safe, although alone, it's best to leave it alone and assume that the parent is nearby, which is often the case. Although, use your discretion and feel free to call your local animal shelter to get more professional advice.
They take that advice very, very like to heart. If you see a baby fucking bear, if you see a cub just walking on the side of the street and it looks like it's about to cross the road and it's stuck in the middle of the road or something, its foot stuck, don't go help it, because the mama bear is probably waiting. It's probably just taking a little bit longer because the other twins of that said bear are being rambunctious. Do not go pick up the cub. I repeat, do not go pick up the cub. Pick up the kid, and then eat the mama and adopt the bird. Oh my God, that's crazy. Isn't that like, dude? I feel like there's actually been like, that's like some Vinland Saga stuff right there, but like a little bit obviously different, but in a similar sense. It's very, very close to it. But besides the eating and kind of adopting and the whole thing. All right, ad in 5 seconds. If you didn't already get an ad, it should hit in like literally like 10 seconds. I know it said 5, but you know. Who's gonna pick up a bear? Who's gonna pick up a bear? Honestly, that's why I'm saying it, because there's some people in this world, and you know it. You know it's true. That some people in this world would see a baby cub and that is stuck in the middle of the road or something, and they would go help it. Train, so let's go.
The Mouthful Myth. Have
Welcome
you ever
back,
been
everybody.
watching TV and either seen somebody
Wait, what?
have or professional advice? The Mouthful Myth. Have you ever been watching TV and either seen somebody have a seizure or maybe get knocked out in a fight, only for people to run to the rescue and put them on their side and maybe even put something in their mouth to ensure that they do not swallow their tongue?
I have heard that. Is that true? I thought like the seizure one was because you can bite it.
I know I have, and I can't pinpoint exactly where, honestly, but I know for a fact that I've heard that it's not only possible, but a genuine risk that if you become unconscious, whether through sleeping, seizure, or trauma, that there's a chance that you could swallow your tongue. And
I didn't know you could swallow your tongue. That's kind of crazy. If you're dying on your tongue, you deserve to perish. Bro, the tongue game elite though. If you're able to swallow your own tongue though, that's crazy. You got some great tongue game. That's wild. Like you could swallow your own goddamn tongue, bro. The things you could have done with that if only you lived.
Suffocate. If you've heard or potentially even believed this myth, it honestly kind of makes sense. I mean, your tongue is long, and if you're not actively controlling it, it could potentially go the wrong way. But
I mean, I don't believe that. That doesn't make sense. I believe the seizure and you can bite your tongue, so that's probably true. This is literally just swallowing your tongue. I mean, I know the human body is impressive, but that seems physically like impossible.
The truth of the matter is that it is physically impossible to
Knock on
swallow
wood.
your tongue, meaning that this is not a genuine risk. Unless your tongue becomes detached from your body somehow, it is physically impossible to swallow your own tongue. Which is a good
LeBron?
thing. Now, what's
LeBron? Why the fuck LeBron get mentioned? I'm a basketball connoisseur. I know Steph Curry or whatever his name is.
unfortunate is the actual truth of the matter and things that
I know
people try to
Stephen
do
Curry.
to prevent tongue swallowing. One of the worst things that somebody can do to prevent somebody from swallowing their tongue is by putting something in the
That is
person's
crazy.
mouth.
That
If
is
someone
crazy.
specifically having a seizure has an object inserted into their mouth, it can essentially just become a weapon and causing potentially broken teeth and now a new foreign object being in the mouth of somebody who's
I would just say if like you do that and then they're low-key their bodily reflexes to bite and they just miss the object completely and there goes their tongue, they just absolutely chomp that because not supposedly, humans, the only reason we can't bite straight through our own fingers or other people's fingers is because we like limit ourselves. But if we didn't have that limiter and we just didn't care, you could legit just straight up chomp through somebody's finger like it's a carrot. I wonder if he talks about that though, because I've never seen that, but I feel like it's got to be true. I mean, I've seen it in shows, but that's shows.
conscious and seizing, which is a genuine danger because this object could be swallowed, which is definitely
Putting something in their mouth, while they're having like not even choking, because this isn't if they're choking, this is if they're like passed out, but putting something in somebody's mouth while they're passed out, not knowing if it's just gonna stay there, because I've went to sleep with gum in my mouth and stuff like that and other things, but not knowing if it's just gonna, like, you put like a fucking, in the way he's making a ball, like, you just put a gum ball in there, it just goes straight down their throat, bro, gets lodged, and you're the reason they just died, but nobody knows that because they just had a seizure. That'd be hilarious.
not good. What actually
Horrible.
happens if you become incapacitated? Well, unless you're seizing,
That's like-
all of your muscles
that's like
are going
I'm
to
a
relax.
blonde
This
girl moment
includes
right
your
there.
tongue. And when your tongue is in a relaxed state, it is possible for your tongue to partially or even completely obscure your breathing. Obviously, this isn't swallowing your tongue, but it is still
That makes
dangerous.
sense.
This phenomenon is extremely common, and it is known in most cases as snoring. Sleep apnea specifically is a result of a partial blockage in your airway during your sleep. But in the case of somebody who's currently seizing, their muscles aren't relaxed whatsoever. One of the bigger risks isn't their tongue falling to the back of their throat, it's actually the individual biting their tongue. In some cases, off. If you thought biting your tongue accidentally when you ate felt bad, imagine unconsciously putting all of the force of your jaw onto your tongue for minutes on end. That is a scary thought. But in either of these situations, whether your body is relaxed or tense,
Now that actually just made me cringe mad hard. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
it is impossible
I don't even
to
wanna think
swallow
about
your
that.
own tongue, although it doesn't mean that you shouldn't consider it when helping somebody who is unconscious. The best way to really help anybody who's unconscious is to put them into the recovery position, which can prevent tongue issues and allow somebody to vomit without choking on it as well. Here's
Yeah,
a quick
that
graphic
is
on how to
smart.
do
I
the
already knew
recovery
that.
position in case you wanted to know. Honestly, doesn't hurt to know because it literally could save somebody's life. But this video isn't about saving lives. It's about disproving myths. So let's keep going. Dead toenail tales. You and the neighbor kid are hanging out. And during this hangout, you guys get bored. And the neighbor kid says, hey, let me show you something. It's
What the
pretty
fuck
cool.
is
You
this?
follow him
I've
outside,
never heard
you
of
guys go on a
this.
short walk when you end up in a dark building in a basement. He turns on the light in this basement.
I've never
and all
heard
you see
this.
is doors on a wall. The
What are you,
neighbor
gonna
kid
fucking
opens one
morgue?
of these doors and pulls out a tray. And on this tray
Yo, is he speaking from experience? And why the hell does Loki seem like the back rooms? How the hell does he have access to a morgue? This don't make sense.
Disturbingly, is a dead body. You don't even believe what you're seeing at first and assume you're in a haunted house. When the neighbor kid confirms
Mind you, this kid just brought you to here.
your worst nightmare, he says, look at this dead person. You reluctantly take a peek and say, yeah, what about it? When he tells you their hair and nails are still growing. Look. I was here yesterday, and their hair and nails weren't nearly this long. At that point, morbid curiosity takes over, and you take a look at their fingernails, which
Also,
do look a
the
bit long.
kid
But then you
hugging it,
ask
by the way.
neighbor, wait, you were here yesterday? And then you both decide to stop disturbing the dead and leave. That story, admittedly,
Just go
was
home and play
morbid,
games.
but it helps me paint the picture of this next misconception. Seemingly forever now, people have believed that after you die, you still continue to have hair and nail growth for some time after death. And whether or not this is something you've ever heard or
I have
believed,
heard this, but I didn't believe it. It doesn't make sense. No, actually, that might be the most concerning part about the story. I feel like he's speaking from experience, too. I feel like he's had a friend like this. Land behold, they're still friends to this day. Or that friend was him.
the reality is this: no human grows hair or grows their nails after death. Although, similar to the shaving thing, there is a bit of an optical illusion at play, and it is a morbid one. At this point,
It wouldn't really make sense, right? Because their body deteriorates.
numerous dermatologists have debunked this myth simply by claiming is what you're seeing when you see potential nail growth or hair growth after someone dies isn't the actual growth of the hair or nails at all. What it is a dehydration of the body causing a retraction
cannot
of the
do it,
skin,
bro.
appearing the hair and nails to seem larger or longer. And while that may give you
next
some
time you
clarity,
type LeBron, it's just gonna say, "This word has been banned from the chat."
it still doesn't answer why you're hanging out with a dead body. But seriously, to grow hair and nails, your body needs to
that's
be,
the most
one,
important question.
alive, and two, able to regulate a complex hormonal system that allows the creation of hair and nails to even happen. And this is even a struggle for some people that are alive, let alone dead people. But leaving Will Smith's husband out of it, to further prove this point, we're going to now show you
He just violated her, or him. Honestly, I don't know. The way they act makes me concerned for humans in general. So honestly, that was W. Murph didn't really. Did Murph deserve it? Maybe. Or Murr deserve it? Sorry. Did Murr deserve it? Sorry. Boo. Swear I didn't take edibles before this chat. Did Murr deserve it? No. Maybe. I don't know. But does that per thing deserve it? Yes, absolutely. All the way. 100%. Maybe even worse.
graphic images of dead people. 3, 2, I am
Close your
just
eyes.
kidding, and I know some of you were kind of looking forward to it, and you need to seek help.
I was-
Food fairy tale.
Maybe,
Admittedly,
maybe.
transitioning from dead people to food isn't ideal, but here we are, and we've got a stinker. I would argue that
LeBron
most
can
people have at
literally
least
do
heard-
anything. Did Murr deserve it? Deserve that? Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Mods ban this guy. Oh, I know mods. You're good. You're in luck. That.
or potentially even still believe that eating turkey specifically makes you sleepy. And they might even have evidence to back it up, which I'll quickly explain.
That'd be
People that
fire.
believe that
No wonder I
turkey
sleep
makes
on
you feel
Thanksgiving.
sleepy believe this because there is a chemical known as tryptophan within turkey.
Who
Interesting.
the fuck believes this? Brother, you got diabetes. Go to the goddamn doctor. So turkey ain't making you sleepy.
There is scientific evidence that shows that tryptophan is involved in sleep and mood control and can even cause drowsiness. And L-tryptophan has even been sold and marketed as a sleep aid. So far, it seems like turkey making you sleepy is proven true, right? But here's where things get interesting. Because while all of this is true, turkey meat is not the only meat that contains tryptophan. For example, chicken and minced beef also
Drop the
contain
beat.
nearly the exact same amount
Drop
of
the
tryptophan,
beat.
roughly 350 milligrams per 150 grams of meat.
Cool.
But besides this, pork and cheese actually have more tryptophan than turkey, which kind of muddies up the equation and then going to bed, or chicken or beef for that matter.
That was
It's
crazy,
always
I'm
turkey.
sorry.
But to make things even more muddy, L-tryptophan supplements are typically recommended on an empty stomach to help maximize absorption. And if you're eating turkey with, a Thanksgiving meal with stuffing,
Not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna say NyQuil. I really thought he was going the NyQuil route. I thought you were onto something atomic. I was about to say pre-watch. I low-key just drink the chicken and cook the medicine. You may need to go to a psychiatric hospital, but also cooking the medicine seems cooking the medicine part seems illegal. You probably shouldn't do that anymore.
With bread, with other things, your absorption of that tryptophan is going to be lower than if you were just eating turkey by itself, further reducing its effectiveness. I don't want to get all technical.
You got diabetes,
here's the
dog.
truth.
Shut up.
A lot of people believe that eating turkey specifically makes you sleepy because it's full of tryptophan. And while on the surface that seems like it's plausible, in reality, the reason why people feel so tired after eating a huge turkey meal, typically on Christmas or Thanksgiving, is because
His belly is crazy.
They're eating a
Bro, don't criticize his belly. He's got a cute little belly. It's like the same size as mine, chat.
huge meal, and it's the meal itself that is causing the drowsiness. Any large, solid meal can induce sleepiness because of the increased blood flow and oxygen.
Brother, you're eating a lot of food.
System. And why
when you eat a lot of food, you get sleepy. That's just how it works, bro. That's why we eat turkey dinner, a Thanksgiving dinner. That's why we don't eat a Thanksgiving fucking breakfast, bro.
that is because if there is extra blood and oxygen in your digestive tract, you know where it's not? In your brain, which means that you're literally going to feel more lethargic, and in most cases, sleepy.
That's a big word.
So yeah, turkey won't make you any more sleepier
Lethargic.
than chicken or beef would. And if you're sitting at Thanksgiving dinner wondering why your dad is asleep at the table, it's not because he had too much turkey. It's because he had 14 beers in the garage before dinner. The lazy brain.
This guy's got, I feel like this guy's got some trauma. Yo, what's this guy's name, bro? One sec. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. You got some f***ing trauma, don't you? Because I feel like everything he has mentioned, like with his little quick quips, are always like something where I'm like, yo, is he alright? Is he good? Because I feel like, yo, low key, like he's hiding something. Like his therapist must be going, like earning a great paycheck.
Legend. Quickly, if you guys are enjoying this video and would like to see me make another video on completely wrong facts, feel free to leave a like or leave a comment saying part 2. That way I know that you guys really want a follow-up to this video.
He made a part 2, guys, so people enjoyed
of
it.
people that aren't subscribed, feel free to consider it. We make pretty good videos and we post every Friday. Now,
I mean, you make IA videos, it looks like. Nothing crazy. My videos are just reactions. Ooh, he makes better videos. I'm gonna like that shit and subscribe. W.
let's talk about your lazy
ad
brain.
yet.
We all know that in
You right.
2025, there is an endless supply of self-help gurus telling you that you need to be better and selling you the solution to be better. But the reality is, this business practice is new, and people were even doing this as early as 1907.
Yeah,
What
it's
were
called
people saying
sales.
in 1907? Well, they were saying that you are eating roughly 10% of your brain. And this slogan kind of got a lot of traction and allowed
No, I'm
a lot of
joking. I don't know
people
if I'm
to
gonna
make
do
a lot
that,
of
but
money
join the
selling
Discord.
ways
You're
to
welcome to.
tap into untapped potential within your brain. And from these claims dating back as early as 1907, people quote and believe.
You
right?
you never lose if you don't give up, right?
From these claims dating back as early as 1907, people to this day still quote and believe that you only use roughly 10% of your.
Yeah, this is just cap. I hate this, but this is just cap. God. Is he referencing people from movies? Oh
brain.
my
But
god.
is it really true? Well, according to evidence from studies of brain damage, brain imaging, localization of
Can't win
function
either,
within
though.
the brain, and even metabolic studies of the brain, people use much more than just 10% of their.
You quite literally cannot only use 10% of your brain, and
Now, specifically focusing
just wouldn't
on
make
the
sense
brain
to only
imaging
use
studies,
10%.
out of the countless brain imaging studies that have taken place, none of them have ever shown an area of the brain to be fully silent or inactive. What they did find was that many functions of the brain are highly localized, with different tasks being allocated to different.
that might be the most true thing I've ever seen in my life. Some people on the road seem like they're using 1% of their brain. Yeah, no, like legit, like their bodily functions must be fucked up in some sort or fashion. Like I better see a disabled sign on the front of their car, because the amount of people that drive like they are is unfucking believable. And if you are disabled and you drive badly, don't be fucking driving. See, that's the difference. They usually aren't driving. But if you're not disabled and you drive like you are, you may need to go to the doctors.
Parts of the brain, which is, I think at this point, relatively common knowledge, at least the left and right hemisphere part, but it obviously goes much deeper than that. But that alone kind of just disproves the entire
knew
myth that
that,
we
yep.
only use 10% of our brain. It would make no sense for our most vital organ that is literally consuming most of
To be fair, there's a lot of things about human bodies that don't make sense, but yes, he is right.
our calories, at least compared to other organs, to be so dormant. It makes almost no sense. And I would probably argue that even when you are sleeping, or potentially even unconscious, you are using more than 10% of your brain because of all of the unconscious acts that your body is consistently doing. I would even argue that your dad passed out on the Thanksgiving table has more than 10% brain activity, even if he only has 10% of a normal brain. Regardless, outside
I
of
think you're right, because the only way he was able to even get to that instance and have that moment is drinking 12 beers, so he's probably using at least 12.
Just imaging studies, neuroscientists have even probed individual localized micro parts of the brain to test the response of single
That don't look like a micro part. That looks like he's having fun playing with fucking putty.
neurons. And even those tests revealed that there was no gaps or inactive areas. Everywhere that they probed in the brain was able to essentially
Looks like there's some inactive areas. I think you didn't fill it out correctly.
respond to the stimuli, proving that all of the
Put it in
brain
paint,
was active.
just
And
scrap the
whether or not
bucket
all
and
of
make
the
it
brain
green.
is doing equal quality or efficient work is a different conversation. But the claim of 90% of the brain being unused is completely untrue, at least from a biological standpoint. There may be a
Lucy, and then he references Limitless. By the way, goated show.
separate argument specifically about this conscious versus subconscious mind, but even still, your subconscious mind is active. It's not dormant. It's just not fully within your control. So yeah, good news. You use more than 10% of your brain. The bad news is even 100% of 0 IQ is still 0 IQ. But regardless of what your IQ score is, I have a video for you. The video you see on screen right now is actually a collab video I made with Chat History, where we played GeoGuessr to see who is truly the best.
Oh, that's super cool. Wow, that's actually dope as hell. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy YouTube. W video. I like this guy. Guys, just trust me and go follow and subscribe to this guy. Like, come on, bro. But yeah, also subscribe to my channel. Check the link down below if you guys want the Twitch and all the other links. Just one link will lead you to everything you guys could ever want about me. The Discord is popping. The Twitch is goated. And we upload every single day on this YouTube channel. See you guys later.